One other guy, you mentioned there's skillful fighters out there. One guy that I do think is skillful, Terence Crawford. Obviously he had
Terence Crawford has spent his entire career proving doubters wrong. Despite being a dominant force in boxing, many have continuously underrated his skill and power. Even after delivering a brutal 9th-round knockout against Errol Spence Jr., solidifying his position as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, there are still those who question his greatness.
The Terence Crawford position, is it time for him to move up?
I think when he was like, I really super.
However, one person who recently gained a first-hand understanding of Crawford's elite abilities is none other than Floyd Mayweather himself. As Crawford prepares for what could be the biggest fight of his career against Canelo Alvarez later this year, he sought out Mayweather's expertise to help sharpen his technique and strategy. The two shared an intense training session.
Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
Followed by a sparring session that reportedly left Mayweather stunned. Crawford not only held his own against the undefeated boxing legend, but he also managed to land shots that visibly shook Mayweather, forcing him to acknowledge just how powerful and skilled the Omaha native truly is. Mayweather, known for his defensive mastery and high boxing IQ, was thoroughly impressed with Crawford's skill set. Recognizing that Canelo presents a unique challenge due to his size, strength, and experience, Mayweather took it upon himself to teach Crawford some key defensive maneuvers. One of the main techniques he emphasized was the famous shoulder roll, which Mayweather himself perfected throughout his career to deflect punches and avoid unnecessary damage. Additionally, he worked with Crawford on improving his footwork, ensuring that he would be able to maneuver around the ring effectively, no matter what style Canelo brings on fight night.
When I fought Canelo, I was 36, and Canelo was 23, around the same age. Some of these guys.
What makes this situation even more intriguing is the parallel Mayweather sees between Crawford now and himself back in 2013 when he fought a younger Canelo Alvarez. At the time, Canelo was an undefeated rising star, seen as the toughest test of Mayweather's career. However, when they finally met in the ring,
it's really that they don't want. It's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight.
Mayweather completely outclassed Canelo, putting on a defensive masterclass and controlling the fight from start to finish. Although the judges controversially scored it a majority decision, with one card reading 114-114, most fans and analysts agree that Mayweather dominated the contest with ease.
World titles and was undisputed champion, I think. So, I don't know, the Tank age, the young low champions. Mm-hmm.
Reflecting on that fight, Mayweather didn't hold back in his assessment of Canelo's abilities. In a recent interview with Fight Hype, he dismissed Canelo as a cakewalk, adding, "He was nothing. I was almost 40, and I cooked this dude easily."
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts. And the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36.
These comments are particularly relevant now, as Mayweather believes Crawford has the tools to do the same thing he did over a decade ago, outclass Canelo with superior skill and technique. Despite these concerns, Mayweather remains confident in Crawford's ability to overcome the size disadvantage. He argues that skills pay the bills and that Crawford's elite technique, ring IQ, and adaptability will allow him to neutralize Canelo's power. Just as Mayweather once exposed Canelo's flaws, he believes Crawford can do the same. Mayweather, reflecting on his time in the ring, stated that facing Canelo Alvarez was nothing he hadn't experienced before. "It's nothing I never felt before," he remarked, reinforcing the idea that despite Canelo's reputation, he did not present a unique challenge. Having spent over 20 years in the sport, Mayweather's words may serve as a confidence booster for Terence Crawford, particularly given Canelo's recent performances. At 33 years old, the Guadalajara-born fighter currently holds the unified WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles at 168 pounds.
With 40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill. And so when I fight guys, when I'm in my 30s.
As he prepares to defend his crown against fellow pound-for-pound great Terence "Bud" Crawford later this year, the stage is set for one of the biggest fights in modern boxing history. Canelo's only other career defeat came in 2022, when he was decisively beaten by former WHBHA light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol. That loss exposed vulnerabilities that Crawford may look to exploit when they meet in the ring. Adding to the intrigue, Crawford's training camp has become a hot spot for major boxing figures. Eddie Hearn, one of the sport's most influential promoters, was also in attendance to support Shocker Stevenson. This unexpected gathering of big names turned the gym into an epicenter of boxing royalty, drawing attention far beyond the usual training sessions. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but with so many eyes on this meeting, especially with Floyd Mayweather involved, it was impossible to keep things under wraps. One of the most talked about moments came when Mayweather and Eddie Hearn crossed paths.
I'm gonna tell you why I like Eddie. So one day, somebody, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, "Boy, Mayweather ain't got no money." That's
igniting an exchange that, while lighthearted on the surface, carried an undercurrent of real tension. Hearn had previously made headlines by claiming that Mayweather wasn't as wealthy as he portrayed himself to be. In several interviews, the Matchroom boxing promoter suggested that despite Mayweather's reported earnings of over $1.2 billion during his career, including massive paydays from fights against Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor, his extravagant lifestyle may have significantly diminished his net worth. Current estimates place Mayweather's fortune at around $400 million, which has still allowed him to maintain a lavish way of living. Mayweather, who retired from professional boxing in 2017, has since taken part in a series of lucrative exhibition bouts against lesser opposition, including Logan Paul and Deji.
Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he's doing exhibitions. No, Eddie don't believe that now.
But Eddie will say some shit like that.
Eddie will say some shit, but but one thing.
He has consistently claimed to be making 8-figure sums from each of these fights, even referring to them as legalized bank robberies. However, Hearn openly questioned whether Mayweather still had the financial security he once did, stating, "I don't think he's got the money he says he has. That's what I think. I don't think he needs the money. But when you're spending what he's spending, you never know." When Mayweather and Hearn finally came face to face in Las Vegas, tensions flared. The undefeated boxing legend directly confronted Hearn about his comments, though he later claimed they had already cleared things up privately. Despite this, the two continued to exchange playful jabs in front of their entourages, turning the moment into a spectacle.
Yeah, don't worry about that, but me and Eddie got it clear. Didn't we, Eddie? Yeah. Me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20. Anything less.
Mayweather, with his signature playful confidence, recounted a conversation that had him laughing. "So one day, somebody said to me, 'Cause you know, I don't have social media on my phone, so they showed me.' Eddie said, 'Floyd Mayweather Jr. ain't got no money. That's why he's doing exhibitions.' But Eddie don't believe that. I know he says stuff like that, but me and Eddie got it clear." Mayweather then dropped an even bigger bombshell, revealing that he had personally shown Hearn proof of his financial standing.
Can't be less than 10. Because then we're struggling for money.
I had to show Eddie some of the accounts.
"Listen, I had to show Eddie some of my accounts," he said, grinning. Hearn, never one to shy away from a bold claim, then added, "Imagine how much Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter. You know what I'm saying?" Despite speculation about his wealth, Mayweather remains one of the richest athletes in history, and his lavish spending habits continue to reinforce that. Recently, he made his biggest investment yet, spending a staggering $402 million on a series of apartment complexes. While some jokes may carry a grain of truth, in Mayweather's case, the numbers speak for themselves. His financial empire remains as strong as ever, even as rumors swirl about potential future exhibition bouts. Though nothing has been confirmed, he continues to be linked to high-profile return fights. Meanwhile, in another part of the boxing world, all eyes are on rising lightweight star Kesan Davis. The 25-year-old is set for the biggest fight of his career on February 14th.
Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter. You know what I'm saying?
When he faces Ukrainian Denis Berinchyk for the WBO lightweight title. With cameras and microphones surrounding him at his media workout, Davis was expected to focus on his upcoming challenge. However, the conversation quickly shifted to another highly anticipated bout: Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. Davis, who trains under Crawford's longtime coach Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, made waves with his response. When asked about the fight, he confidently stated, "For this generation, he's going to be the greatest. You know what I'm saying." It was Floyd Mayweather. With Canelo widely recognized as the current face of boxing, Davis's comments sparked heated debates. At just 25, he remains firm in his belief that Crawford is the true successor to Mayweather's legacy.
I'm definitely waiting for that time because as soon as they release whenever they fight, I'm definitely gonna be in camp with them. First of all, I'm gonna be in camp with them. I'll probably be fighting around this.
The interviewer, aware of the significance of his statement, pressed further. That's what's on the line with that fight, right? Canelo and Terence, whose era is it? Before Davis could respond, Bernie Davis, a former pro fighter and member of Crawford's camp, stepped in. Canelo had his time. It's just gonna be our time, he declared confidently. Davis, smiling in agreement, nodded. For sure, for sure. Boxing fans, no strangers to heated debates, quickly reacted to Kesan Davis's bold claim about Terence Crawford. While many supported Crawford as the sport's future, others were far less convinced, leading to a flood of criticism. One user posed the question.
I just want to know how I'm gonna schedule my things around his stuff because I definitely be there supporting my teammate, man, my brother at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to be there supporting him. So,
how difficult of a fight is that for Bud? What does he have to do to win? Davis confidently responded. He just gotta be smart. I feel like he's gotta beat Canelo to the punches, us his ability. However, not everyone was sold. One fan sarcastically posted, Canelo is gonna pass the torch to a 37-year-old, a dig at Crawford's age compared to the younger stars rising in the sport. While age doesn't automatically diminish a fighter's ability, it's worth noting that Canelo Alvarez is still at the top of his game.
One other guy, you mentioned there's skillful fighters out there. One guy that I do think is skillful, Terence Crawford. Obviously he had
boasting a remarkable 62-2-2 record. Other fans were even harsher, dismissing Kesan's take as stupidity level 1000. Many pointed to Canelo's unmatched resume, including his historic achievement as the first undisputed super middleweight champion and his victories over boxing legends across multiple weight classes. One particularly stinging criticism came from a fan who questioned Crawford's knockout power compared to Canelo's.
The Terence Crawford position, is it time for him to move up?
Wait. I think when he was like, I really super.
They highlighted Canelo's recent victories over Jaime Munguia for multiple super middleweight titles and Edgar Berlanga for WHB, HC, and WHB, HO belts. However, supporters were quick to remind critics that Crawford holds an impressive 41-0 record with 31 knockouts, maintaining a streak of dominant finishes in recent years.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
Another user took a jab at Davis's own skills, writing, "Bro, you gotta work on defense. You're getting hit too much in the head." Many echoed the sentiment, arguing that Davis has yet to prove himself at Canelo's level. While he's still early in his professional career, training under Brian "Bomac" McIntyre could drastically improve his defensive abilities. The criticism didn't stop at boxing skills. Some fans took personal shots at Davis, with one joking, "Kesan looks like he could have $1 million and still stink." Ouch. While harsh, these comments often reflect a broader frustration that fans have with certain fighters' public personas. The debate took another turn when fans brought up Crawford's past struggles against Israel Madimov, questioning whether he could handle Canelo. While Crawford won that fight by unanimous decision, it was a tough battle. The comparison to Canelo's dominance put another dent in Crawford's credibility for some critics. Even veteran promoter Bob Arum weighed in, originally doubting Crawford's chances against Canelo due to the weight gap. "I think Canelo wipes the floor with him," Arum told Fight Hub TV.
When I fought Canelo, I was 36, and Canelo was 23, around the same age. Some of these guys.
Explaining that Canelo's power and experience at higher weight classes would be too much for Crawford. However, in a more recent interview with Fight Hype, Arum softened his stance, acknowledging Crawford's unique talent. "I wouldn't count Crawford out in any fight. He's a great boxer-puncher, totally ambidextrous. He drives his opponents crazy." Spence weighed in on the potential showdown, saying, "If Crawford wants to challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. I'm with it." When asked who he thinks will win, Spence expressed confidence in his former opponent. "I'd be going for Bud. I don't know if he'd win or lose, but if anybody can pull it off, he can." And that's all for now. For the latest updates on news, events, and major moments in the boxing world, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on quality content like this. Until next time, peace.